We're looking at two clocks that are currently being overhauled. However, this clock is a 1953 Atmos. This is a 519 that is running at 684-degree amplitude. That's really high. We're going to watch these motifs. There's 10 of these motifs on the balance. They're 36 degrees apart. We're going to count 19 motifs during the rotation. That's going to give us our amplitude. So what's interesting, this clock came in as non-running. All of the parts are original. In fact, the main spring was a little bit loose. It was not a nice tight spring, and I used it thinking, okay, let's try this main spring out, see if it works. However, I do replace suspension springs on every clock that is over 40 years old with my client's permission. So the only non-original part on this clock is the suspension spring. So we were able to achieve really high amplitude by just having a nice clean clock, poising the fork, balancing the fork, and of course the new suspension spring is key. You really do gain good amplitude when you put a nice fresh spring in. Here we can see the impulse roller is going to just miss that fork by a few millimeters. That's terrific. I've always had clocks that after the overhaul and a new spring, they end up being anywhere from 540 degrees to about 610 degree amplitude. I have had clocks in the past that were 660. This is the first one that's hit 680, and you can't get much faster than this because you will begin to impact the fork, and we do not want to do that. So nice looking clock. The overhaul worked out fantastic. The customer is going to be thrilled, and the only new part is the suspension spring. But this is what these old clocks are capable of doing. The 540 next to it, I think I'm getting somewhere around 510 degree amplitude. So good overhaul.